This is an open letter to all bullies. As a child, I would arrive at school each morning with a pit in my stomach, fearful of the day that lay ahead. To me, the school hallways never represented a place of learning and opportunity. Rather, it was a landmine of fear and humiliation. You may not call yourself a bully, but you know who you are. You are the cyberbully who posts hateful comments about others online. You are the high school gangs who prey upon minorities because of their ethnic background. You are the bigots who commit hate crimes against those with a different sexual orientation. You are the teacher that looked away and pretended nothing happened. You are a bully. You try to mask your insecurities with your aggression. You mask your fear by instilling fear in others. But the truth is, you are weak and I am strong. My strength comes from the sacrifices of generations that came before me. My strength comes from the community that stands behind me and the peers that surround me. My strength comes from the fundamental belief that we are all equal and deserve to be treated with decency and respect. And it is with that same decency and respect that I ask you, I urge you, please stop the bullying.
Hi, I'm Nick Jonas. Between TV appearances, recording, and performing, I've had a busy year. But I wanted to take a minute to tell you about something very personal to me: juvenile diabetes. In 2005, I was diagnosed with diabetes. I became one of the 3 million Americans with type 1 diabetes. And each year, 15,000 new kids are diagnosed just in the US. So, if you have diabetes, you're not alone. And if you don't, you can learn more and help by calling the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation at 800-533-CURE. That's 800-533-CURE. Stay informed and stay in control.
If you enjoy our show, take time to donate by going over to our official website, www.Da.Latin.Groove.Radio.Show.com. All proceeds go to broadcasting software, music licensing, giveaways, and so much more. Support the future of internet radio. Support 102.DLG Radio FM today.
Broadcasting live from Studio 8 in Orlando, Florida, it's 102.DLG Radio FM.
It's now time for the wrap-up morning show, and it's coming your way right now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition. Strap in. You're about to listen to the hottest sounds, and you've got it.
Sorry. Try it now.
Let's make the most of the night like we're gonna die young.
We play all the hits.
All the hits.
Just pumps through and explodes into your ears.
From the hits.
Give me that hummingbird heartbeat.
To the hits.
Girl, let me love you, baby.
I just feel like dancing.
Well, it's just, raw and pumping,
We play all the hits.
Summer's the best time of my life.
Summer's all about sitting in the sun, good cocktail, hanging out with friends, chilling out. It's a good thing.
Yeah, you're listening to 102.DLG Radio, and we are broadcasting live on this very special Sunday, August the 10th. And guys, we got a very interesting show for you. Actually, it's gonna be kind of a short show. It's not gonna be one of those 3-hour broadcasts that we usually do, but I got something good I need to talk about here tonight to kind of just get it off my chest. But before I do that, just gonna go ahead and let you know that tonight's broadcast is brought to you by our great friends at Nextcast. You guys are looking for affordable internet broadcasting automation software? Head on over to nextcast.com and let them know that 102.DLG Radio FM sent you. And maybe they'll hook you up with something a little special. We use Nextcast here on the show, and we really, really highly recommend that you use them for for your radio broadcast as well. All right, guys. I don't usually do something like this often at all, but I feel I need to go ahead and talk about this because something's bothering me. I've been doing this show for 4 years, but I've been in broadcasting and entertainment for a little over 20 years. And so that means I started doing this when I was 18 years old. I'm now 38 years old. And, I realize when we get into this kind of business that there are always going to be some type of negative consequences that come along with broadcasting and entertainment. And sometimes we got to take it with a grain of salt, and we kind of got to just let it go. But then you get people who come by and support you, become new listeners, or you just get these listeners who've been following you for a long time, and they decide they don't want to follow you anymore or enjoy your program anymore, and that's fine. That's what business is all about. It's about learning and moving on, and we got to stay consistent with our broadcasting. There's never going to be a time where we're always going to be the same. We're always going to do things differently. We're always going to try new things. Recently, I had the opportunity to do a show, and during the broadcast, one of our listeners decided to kind of challenge our conversation, and that's cool. I don't have a problem with that. That's what we're here for. We're here to have a good time. We're here to educate. But we get those times where people think that we're against things, certain things. Now, when we do this broadcast, we always say this is for entertainment purposes only. And it is for entertainment purposes only. And we're gonna get those who are gonna be awesome to this show, and we're gonna get those who are gonna be rowdy, and we're gonna get those who decide they want to open their mouth. Recently, I had the opportunity to experience one of those people who decide to want to open their mouth. First of all, I'm going to say this. I have nothing but the utmost respect for our listeners and other broadcasters in internet radio, at iHeartRadio, wherever it may be. To do something like this is not easy. To be broadcasting and radio is not an easy thing. Some people have the natural talent where they can go ahead and say what they want, and they just know how to let it just roll. Just bring out your entertainment. You guys, a lot of you guys know how to do that. Now, getting back to those who decide they don't like what we do. And that's fine. We get our information from various sources. And I'm going to make it clear. We do our own research. We go to different websites. Websites that provide legit information. We don't go to websites where we get false information, nor do we go to websites or make up our own information on anything that we ever bring to you on this show. One of the websites that we go to, and I'll be honest with you, is TMZ. We go to TMZ because they provide some top-notch stuff. We go to E! News. We go to Entertainment Tonight. We do all those wonderful websites to gather our information. There's certain topics we're going to talk about on the show that you guys may agree or disagree to. Some of you guys may know things that we do not know. But I'm going to tell you this. Don't ever come into my chat room come up on my Facebook or my Twitter and make yourself known like you're big and bad, like you know everything. Because I'm not one to hold back what I have to say. I'm not one to hold back on how I feel. You know, I do this for entertainment purposes. I like to have a great time. And I usually don't let nothing get to me. But this time around, it got under my skin. And that doesn't happen often. If you're going to come into my chat, you're going to come into my live broadcast, you feel free, you can come by and say whatever you want. Fine. No big deal. But just know, if you're going to play with fire, you're going to get burned. If you want to be one of those people who you quote-unquote enjoy our show, that you support us, but then you want to go ahead and try to play games in our chat room like we don't know what we're talking about when we broadcast. It's very simple. If you don't enjoy our broadcast, you don't have to freaking listen to our show. And what gets me is you get these newcomers who come along and they act like they know what they're talking about. They act like they know the business. First of all, have you had the opportunity to win awards for your broadcasts, for your hard work? Have you had that opportunity to sit there and actually interview big name stars on your show? Well-known professional wrestlers on your show, Hall of Famers. Have you ever had the opportunity to have a legalized broadcast radio program? To have real partnerships, sponsors, where you don't have made-up sponsors. Listen, I have nothing but the utmost respect to new broadcasters out there. I don't have any problems with those who've been around a very long time in this business. I have nothing but the respect for those who try to do their best in this business. But don't come to me and try to pretend you enjoy what we do, and then the next minute you're trashing our program. Because that's not support. If you want to go ahead and trash our product, you can go right ahead and do what you want to do. We're not going to go anywhere. We're not going to change our style of entertainment. You know what? A lot of times our show is educational. Sometimes a lot of you guys find what we do entertaining. And there's times where you guys are not always going to agree with what we do. And like I said, that's fine. But once you come across those who go out there and ask for your assistance, you give the word, you give your knowledge to those out there, and you think that they appreciate your knowledge and what you have to bring to the table. But once you learn behind the scenes where you're always going to get those who are going to do a lot of this, a lot of talk, a lot of smack. And you know what? At first I was a little upset by it. But I realized in the end, yeah, you know what? It's fine. It's entertainment. You gotta brush it off your shoulders, because I've had a lot worse said about me. I could be one of the nicest people around. I could be your best friend. I could be a colleague. I could be a mentor. But once you cross that bridge and you start to burn that bridge, I will blow up your spot, and I cut off all business ties, all friendship ties, because I don't have time for that stuff. In this business, there's a lot of backstabbing, and I'm definitely not one of those to go ahead and deal with any of that nonsense. So if I have to say something here on this broadcast and it may offend you, I'm sorry, but I'm going to speak my mind. You don't go on other broadcasts, and I don't know what you're saying about me off the air, but I think I kind of got an idea. You don't talk about me behind the scenes and then try to be nice to me when we broadcast. Because you know what? And like I said, there always are going to be someone out there who's going to want to try to mix things up for you just a little bit. If I wasn't doing something right, I would not be in this business for so damn long. I would not have conquered those mountains that I had to climb, that I had to start from the bottom. Almost fell off a couple of times, almost busted my ass. But you know what? I learned from those mistakes, and I don't let those mistakes happen again. This is radio. This is internet. This is broadcasting. Don't come into this business pretending like you know everything. Don't come into this business trying to copy material, trying to gather the same partnerships. Don't try to gather or gain our audience, the audience that we busted our asses for the past 4.5 years in this radio broadcasting situation. Listen, if we weren't doing something right, we would not be on 2 of the biggest networks ever to have us be a part of. We're lucky to be part of TuneIn Radio. We're happy to be part of iHeartRadio, which we had to bust our butt to get on because, you know, to be honest with you, it's not easy. Because, of course, you gotta have a certain audience. You gotta have a certain amount of viewers, listeners, followers. Don't come crossing that bridge, and then when you get to the end of that bridge where my town and my city and my state of mind is, don't come in disrespecting my broadcast. I've always been the one out there to always put my hand out there to assist those who are in need. I never talk bad about anybody. Never. Never have and never really will. But I tell you this. Once you cross that bridge and it burns, there ain't no way of building that bridge again. I'm a very honest person, and I've never held my tongue before. You can claim that you're trying to do something, and that's fine. I got nothing but the respect for you guys out there who are trying to do something for your broadcasts. There was a very key situation that I listened to on one of the broadcasts recently. Something that triggered me to think thinking what I'm thinking right now. You can go ahead and talk about me behind the scenes all you want. It means I'm doing something right. But when you go out there and say that we're bringing you false information and we don't know what we're talking about on our broadcast, then I'm just going to say, screw you. You don't have to listen to our broadcast. Because there ain't no way in hell that I'm going to let one person get to me. Or a few people get to me. You know, I look at the light and I think a certain way, and I think of people, of everyone in pretty much the same way. I think that everyone is awesome. I think everyone has a great personality. I think everybody who supports our show is awesome. But then when you look at that light really well, then you start to think, where is that light coming from? Is that light shining from the right direction? Is that light slowly burning out? You got to think of it as, once that light dims and it gets dark, what are you going to have when it goes completely black? What are you going to do when you go around this business trying to shamble other shows and talk down on other shows so that you can try to get ahead? It doesn't work like that. For some people, they may get lucky. But for some it just doesn't get any better. Now you can support what we do, and that's fine. You can sit there and you can listen to our broadcast. You can go ahead and delete us off your following list. You can do whatever the hell you want to do, because let me tell you something. What you do is, just because you disappear into the yonder doesn't mean there's other people on the other side who are enjoying what we do. I want to go ahead and make this straight, and I want to make this clear to you. And I stated earlier, this show is for entertainment purposes only. And I will always continue to entertain those in the way that I have been doing for the past 20 years. And like I said, either you like it or you don't. And if you don't like it, there's a very simple button. You just go ahead and click listen to another broadcast. You can just go elsewhere. You don't have to like what we do. I'm not going to change my style and what I've been doing because you don't like my material or you don't believe anything that we are talking about on the show. Like, we don't have our facts correct. So you can go ahead and judge my show. You can go ahead and judge my network. But I think you know who you are. You crossed the line. You drew that bridge. And I think it's time for us to kind of bypass in separate ways. I think it's probably the best thing to do. You do what you do, and we'll continue to do what we do. You know, on this broadcast, we try to support other radio shows. We try to show love to other radio shows who we think got potential. And then you realize those you try to assist and help out and try to make them something, you try to give your advice. And I want to make sure I put this correctly because I don't want to offend anybody anymore. We try to assist in giving information to those who want to learn about radio broadcasting. And over the past few weeks, we have assisted a lot of people with advice. We give you the advice where we should have given or charged a fee for our assistance, for our knowledge. Because if you was to go anywhere else, you're not going to get that knowledge for free. But see, DJ Friktion here decides to provide free knowledge. And I guess you can say I'm going to learn my lesson from that free knowledge. It's funny because the professor and I was talking the other day, and we talked about providing that free knowledge and how people were can take advantage of that. And you know what? A couple of days later, he was sure damn right. You know, I don't usually come out of character. I usually don't show my true side. Right now, this isn't DJ Friktion talking to you. This is Lewis talking to you. And sometimes I need to get serious and I need to go ahead and just say what I need to say. I feel that our program has been disrespected. I feel those that we were trying to assist disrespected our program and disrespected us as a radio network. You know, this broadcast here, we've always kept it real. We've always been honest. And I'm going to say at first I was a little bit hurt by the information that I came across today. But at the same time, it doesn't really bother me anymore. Because it opened up my eyes to certain situations. And just to know in this business, you know who your true friends are. And the ones who really support you. And then those who are out there really just trying to build their bridge. But in the meantime, while trying to build their bridge, they're trying to burn other bridges. I'm going to tell you something right now. In this business, when you know a lot of people, you don't want to burn your bridges. Because when word gets around, it's just not going to work out for you. So with that being said, guys, this is the wrap-up morning show. And we're not going to change what we do here. We may drop some F-bombs. This show is not like Tuesday nights. It's not like your Friday nights where you give you that PG rating. This is a morning show where I say what we feel. And that's never going to change. Now, whether you guys decide to keep following what we do, or if you don't, that's just fine. If you decide not to follow our program anymore, then we wish you nothing but the best in your endeavors. And if you continue to support our show, thank you. We appreciate it. We are about the only radio program out there. We're one of the very few that we're very hands-on with our listeners. Where we can communicate with our listeners in chat. Where we get actual live callers into the show. Where we actually get emails from real artists. Where we get emails from fans and we actually reply to them. We don't go around begging for people's attention. Maybe we did that when we first started out in this business because we didn't know how to get started. But we don't beg for anybody's attention. We don't go to other people's chat rooms and begging, hey, please check out my show. Because you know what? That's just spamming a chat room. Trying to get your channel noticed. And you know what? From time to time, we don't mind somebody if you got a show. We say, hey, you know what? If anybody in the chat room has a radio program or whatever it is, a podcast, please feel free to share your website or your radio show or your special project you're working on. It's because we are just that kind. We're not one of those people who say, hey, you know what? You can't do that, or you can't post this, you can't post that. Because then, what are you going to have? everybody that tunes into our show, we consider all our listeners part of the family. Every single listener out there we consider part of the family. But when you cross the family and you talk whatever you talk about our program, then we're going to start to push you out of the family. And it's unfortunate that this is what the business has to offer. This is what the business brings. You can get trolls that are going to come troll your show, and they're going to do whatever they do. And then you're going to get those out there who like to speak with their mouth in the chat room, and you think just to gather attention. Listen, if you have the knowledge, more power to you. But, and listen, and I want to say, you know what? We don't know everything, and we don't talk about something on our show we don't know nothing about. We don't sit here and study our asses off for hours and hours in a day, every single day, to bring you the freaking material bring you every damn day we broadcast. Tell me where you get your research from. Tell me that you have a music license. Tell me you have copyrights for all these things you're producing right now. Tell me you got permission to promote these companies that you're promoting on your shows. If you go ahead and contact any of those partnerships that are on our official website, you go to contact them, they're going to tell you, yeah, you know what, they're a part of our partnership and part of our sponsor. We're not promoting crap. If you don't like what we do, just tune the hell out. And that's all to it. I'm not going to go ahead and make people happy because they don't believe in what I'm saying. You don't like my F-bombs? That's fine. That is just fine. Because I'm still going to be here. Tell me how much money have you spent for your broadcast. Show me all your professional equipment. Show me all these partnerships that gave you product because they believe in your show. So if you want, you can go ahead and trash our program, and you can sit there and enjoy your 2 or 3 listeners. But produce to me big name stars. Stars you said that you're going to bring on your show that I haven't even seen yet. Produce to me a report saying you have more than 3 listeners. Because we don't sit there, we don't listen to our broadcast over and over again to get listens or views. I'm not trying to be a jerk off, and I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I'm just speaking from my heart right now. Show me that you have true followings and true listeners and stuff. Listen, if you go around this business doing what you're doing, you're not going to succeed. You're not going to succeed. And I say that with all due respect. Yeah, I was pissed off. And this broadcast was going to be a little bit more meaner than what I had planned. But I kind of decided not to go that route. Because the last thing you want to do is piss somebody off like me. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. And I hope you guys go ahead and succeed. I really do. And I wish you guys nothing but the best. It just makes me think sometimes. It makes you think why people have to be the way they are. Just makes you think. Listen, I'm grateful. So like I said, to all my listeners out there, all my followers. And, I'm grateful to Spreaker, because Spreaker gave us the outlet when we wanted to get into broadcast radio. Spreaker opened up the doors for us. We had to do a lot of stuff to learn how to work, broadcasting, and what equipment we needed, and how to work the Spreaker software. We took hours and hours and hours and hours. I'm talking about hundreds and thousands of hours learning everything that we do to this day. We studied. I went to school for broadcasting. I worked in a television studio for 6.5 years. I've been in radio for 4. I've been broadcasting on TuneIn for 3 years. I've been broadcasting on iHeartRadio for 1.5 years. I've had partnerships with companies since I've been broadcasting, to where I get all this free stuff so that we can bring you this quality type of programming. But we're true to our listeners, because our listeners donate to our program because they believe in the product that we bring to them every Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday. You know what? We had to learn everything from scratch. We weren't perfect when we first started. We're not perfect now. But we're doing something right. We must be doing something right if we get over 500,000 listeners on all of our networks. It was 8 broadcasting networks, now it's 7. And we got the reports to show it all. Show me your reports. Show me your ratings. I never tried to ever go out there and demolish anybody's name or put anybody's name in vain. And that's what I'm not doing right now. I'm not trying to put anybody down. I'm just here to inform you that you've burned your bridge. You don't have to support our network, and that's fine, because there's other people out there who will. Like I said, it's very unfortunate that these things will happen. And I'm going to tell you guys, anybody out there who's trying to start your own radio broadcast or any of that great stuff, we're willing to help you guys out. We'll give you the knowledge. We'll help get you guys, we'll lay the path for you. We're not going to give you 100% of the information you know. If you really want to be in this broadcasting entertainment world, you need to do your research. Do your research before you come to us asking us for information. Because we're not a show that we're going to give you a handout. We don't hand nothing out to anyone. You have to prove to us that you are working for something. If you're going to come and think you're going to get the handout, then please don't waste your time. There's some great broadcasters out there. Some great broadcasters. You got Chris Top of the Chris Top program. One of my inspirations and a reason why I got into radio was because of Chris Top. You got DJ Tony Sanchez with his broadcast. He puts out great quality broadcasting. You got the Flashback Express with Johnny G, who puts out a great broadcast. You got the Irish Psychic, Gary of the Irish Psychic Radio Show, who puts out a hell of a broadcast. Top-notch quality programming. We're not one of those radio programs where we just sit on our butts and just play music all day, or we sit in the chat room and just talk BS just because we have nothing else to do. We're here for a purpose. We want to be here to educate. We want to be here to not only educate, but we want to bring you some type of knowledge. We want you to walk away to say, you know what? Man, you know what? That radio show was really cool. We want you to walk away to say, man, you know what? I gotta listen. My God, when are they broadcasting again? Because I need to check them out again. Because we love what they do. You know what? Those radio shows that I just announced to you guys were my inspirations for wanting me to bring better and bigger quality radio programs that are out there. We're not perfect. We're not trying to be perfect. We're just trying to bring you quality radio. We don't claim to be a television show. We don't claim to be one of the top radio broadcasters in the world. We don't sit there and put ourselves on a high horse. Because you know what? You don't learn to do radio in 30 days. You don't learn to do radio in a week. You don't learn to do radio in 2 years. I've been in this program, or this broadcasting network, for 4 years. And you know what? I'm still learning. Yeah, I said it. I'm still learning everything that there is to know about broadcasting. How to build partnerships. How to get sponsors and their attention. How to get people to tune into your program. Even if we got to get a little edgy sometimes. Because people like that. And as I see, some people just don't. I'm not here to bitch and complain and not moan and groan, because that's not who we are. If you feel like we are, then you know what? Just take your ass out of here, because we really don't care. We're here, like I said, to bring you quality entertainment. We are one of the very few radio shows that reach out to independent artists, recording artists. Chris Top reaches out to independent recording artists, which he is freaking awesome. But you got radio shows out there who don't even look at independent artists. I'll give you an example. Since, you know, this is a very blunt wrap-up morning radio show, this is the only show that I really can get edgy with you with, because the other two are PG, because I like to respect my audience too. There was a young lady, and I'm not going to mention her name. Let me tell you something. We open our doors and our hearts to pretty much anyone. We get artists who beg us all the time to try to bring them on our show, to do interviews, to play their music, because they think their music's great. But we have a policy here. We have to do things right around here. We don't just play anybody's music on our radio show. If you're going to be bitch this and, oh, you hold that, we're not going to play your stuff on our radio program. I'm sorry. We're not going to lose our rights to broadcasting on our radio because you want us to drop a few F's this and F's that in your broadcasts or in your music. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen. But I'll tell you this. We will open up our doors to someone or to almost anyone. We will never turn away anybody who wants to send their music into our show. We give artists who wants us to critique their work, and we do that all the time. And you know what? We let them know. When you send us your music and stuff, we will critique you. in depth. If we feel like we don't like something, we're going to tell you we don't like this portion of the song. Or we don't like the song in general because of whatever reasons it may be. Maybe you just wasn't telling a story when you were trying to flow. At least we're honest about it. You know, we got artists out there such as Oxsoprano, who's very, very talented. You know what? In his own time, he drops those F-bombs in his songs, but then he does songs that's inspirational, and he tells a story. And he produces some great things. And we get nothing but the respect for him, because he knows if he's going to want some radio play, he's going to produce something that's clean, PG, but he's going to tell a story when he's dropping his rhymes and stuff, man. When he's going to rap in a song or put out a single, he does what he needs to do. And let me tell you something. Not everybody can follow the rules where we tell you, hey, send us an online press package. A lot of you guys say, what's an online press package? And of course we sit there and we go in depth and we tell you, this is what you need to send to us. And of course, a lot of you guys do it, and some of you guys just don't do it properly. And we'll try to help you out, try to get it set up, and then, you know, you just keep doing it right. So we just decide, well, you know what? Until you can figure out how to do an online press package, we try to explain it to you. You can't figure it out. Unfortunately, we're sorry. When you get it figured out, please feel free to contact us again. It's not that we're trying to push anybody aside, because that's not the case. Like I said, I had a story to tell you. There was a young lady that we tried to bring on our show. And she originally said, yes, I'm going to come on the show and all this other great stuff. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to book it with you. Just give me a little bit of time. I'm traveling right now. From state to state, from city to city in Florida. And I'm like, okay, you know what? It's fun. You know what? No problem. Contacted her a couple of months later, and I said, hey, just wanted to touch base with you, because that's what we do. We touch base with everyone. Hey, listen, I just wanted to know if you were still interested in coming on the show. You know, just let us know. We're looking for a bring on guest within the next couple of weeks. Get back to us. Sure. Yeah, I'll get back to you. Okay. So then we open our door one more time. We try 3 times. If you don't jump at it the 3rd time, we're never going to ask you again. So the 3rd time we asked this person about coming on our show. And they were like, yeah, I haven't forgot about you. Yeah, we're going to come on the show. Within the past 2 years, I reached out to you 3 times. You decided not to respond to us. So we gave up. So we figured out reason why she didn't want to come on our show or appear on our shows, because she was doing America's Got Talent. And that's cool. Congratulations to you for being on America's Got Talent. But when you get a radio program to play your stuff, and we offer you to come on as a guest, and you decline, or you say you're going to get back to us and get back to us and get back to us, and you give us to run around for 2 years, that's cool. Now that she didn't make America's Got Talent, she's trying to reach out to our program. Now that she thinks she's big in the head because she appeared on television, doesn't mean you're going to get a spot on our show anymore. We reached out to you. You burned your bridge. And that's just the way it goes. We give you 3 chances. We give you the benefit of the doubt, man. We understand all artists are busy. We're busy behind the scenes. But when you go ahead and you get those who you think have talent, you know, you get those who say, oh, yeah, you know what? I have a friend of mine. She's an awesome singer. Can you please bring her on the show? So we reach out to her, and you give us the runaround. We ain't got time for all that stuff. We ain't got time for the divas. Sorry. I ain't trying to offend nobody, but it's the truth. We want to help people out. We want to play people's musics. We want to play the independent artists. We want to play the commercial artists. We want to be able to do all of that great stuff. But if you think you're a little too good of a radio show host, or music artist, or whatever it is, we only offer our hands so far. We only build that bridge so far. But if you burn it, you gotta get stuck with the smoke. And that's how it goes. Listen. You don't know how bad I wanted to just really go off today. But I think I did the right thing with just keeping it professional. You know, we've been here 4 years with radio. We want to plan here to be another 4 years, maybe 20 years. But the fact of the matter is this: we are going to continue growing our network, our business, our listeners, our fans. Whether you talk bad about us or you love us, we're going to keep continuing to do what we do and what we love to do. We're not doing this program to make any money off of anybody. We're doing this program, mind you, I'm doing this radio program for 4 years, and I've never gotten paid one time. Not one time have I ever got paid for doing this radio broadcast. Mind you, I've spent my own hard money on music licensing, on software, on just getting new materials, learning, going to radio conventions, and being spotlighted at a radio convention. We don't do this for the money. We do this because we have the passion and we love to entertain. You know, maybe one day we'll get the sponsors, the big sponsors, and we'll actually get money in to kind of pay ourselves. But if you're going to be in this business, you got to have passion. You have to educate yourself on what you're doing. Don't go out there and pretend you know everything that there is to know. Because I guarantee you, you're going to fall flat on your face. And it's just not going to happen the way you planned. You know, it is what it is. I feel a little bit better now that I got it off my chest a little bit. So many people might find this a little boring, and that's cool. But, it needed to be said. You know what? I look forward to what's to come in the future for our network. And like I said, every single year we look out for a brand new radio show to join our network. And we've been very, very lucky to have 2 great radio networks to join us that we've never had any issues with. We consider part of our family. We got the Irish Sidekick, who's been part of our radio network for the past 2 years. And he's been awesome. He makes his own personal money, and we don't ask him for not one dime. We got Johnny G of the Flashback Express, who's a teacher by day, and he's a radio disc jockey by night. We don't charge anybody who joins our network for any kind of money. We don't ask for anything. If they were to go out and get their own sponsors and stuff, that's their personal stuff. That's what they make. That's what they have to work with. Just like if we have any sponsorships or anything that come into our personal show, that's going to be for us. But this is a free world. We're here to provide a free service to those who want the outlet. We're not here to play mind games. We're not here to play kid games. We're not here to talk about people behind their back. We're here to entertain you guys. We're here to bring you quality broadcasting. And I hope that one day you guys can all learn from this. There's been drama on Spreaker over the past few years with different disc jockeys and stuff like that, and I've never gotten involved with any single one of them ever and their issues. I've never had any issues with anybody. Like I said, I've always been cool with people, and I've never really had anybody really talk about me. Not on radio anyways. But gotta take it as a grain of salt. It's life. It is what it is. And things are going to just be the way they are. And we're not going to stop doing what we do, guys. And I think I'm done with the whole moaning and groaning and bitching and whatever. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for checking out this very short wrap-up morning show. Next week, we'll be back live for 3 hours. Again, thank you guys so much. Tonight's show was brought to you in part by our great friends at Nextcast. So if you guys are looking for affordable broadcasting software, please go on over to nextcast.com and let them know that 102.DLG Radio sent you. Now, they're very, very affordable broadcasting software. And you know what? There's a lot of broadcasting software. Radio automation software, at least, can run you hundreds and even thousands of dollars. But Nextcast will provide you with some of the best internet radio automation software for a very affordable price. So for more information, go on over to our official website, www.Da.Latin.Groove.Radio.Show.com, and click on that Nextcast banner on the main page, and it'll take you right over to their official website. And you know, you have that free trial to kind of try it out and see how it works. And if it works out for you, hit up Nextcast, the team at Nextcast, and they'll get you set up with the serial code and the license for that. And let them know again that 102.DLG Radio FM sent you. Also, too, want to thank our good friends at XSplit for providing us XSplit software to bring you this beautiful face of mine. Actually, for bringing us this great broadcasting session for you guys today and supporting our 102.DLG Radio FM network. So for more information, again, going over to our official website, click on the XSplit banner, and again, get set up, get the free trial, and if you guys enjoy it and you guys want to sign up for it, just go ahead and sign up for it as well. Also, last but not least, I want to thank our friends at MCN Freedom for showing us love, as well, for being a great partner to our broadcast. So for more information on making some easy money, and if you got a YouTube page, if you got any of those radio broadcasting shows going on, and you're looking to make some great money, click on the MCN Freedom logo on our page, which is pretty much the Freedom logo at the bottom of the page. Click on that and sign up for free, and they'll give you all the information you need to know on how to start making money for your radio show today. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much. I'm sorry to bring you a show this way because I really didn't want to do it this way. But hey, this is just one of those shows where sometimes you need to speak your mind. And again, if you don't like our show, guys, it's very simple. Just go ahead and tune out. Tune out is very easy, man. And if you enjoy what we do, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we'll keep bringing you some of that broadcasting, some of the great broadcasting radio shows and all that great stuff for you. I'm so tired. I'm ready to go to bed. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. Thank you for the great support over the past 4 years. And we hope to bring you some more. We hope to be with you for the next 4 more years. And hopefully it'll lead to 10 years. And hopefully it'll be 20 years. We'll see what happens. So, Guys, we're doing a lot of great things behind the scenes here with the radio program. We're actually adding another studio portion where you seen during the live broadcast the other day. We got that almost set up. We're about 75% ready with a brand new studio. We're waiting for a couple more things to come in, but we'll be up and running video broadcast pretty soon. So on all the networks at one time again. So just keep following us, and make sure to check out our fresh website, www.Da.Latin.Groove.Radio.Show.com, and make sure to spread that love, y'all. And with that being said, I will see you guys soon. Don't forget to spread that love, y'all. Be safe. Much love. Till next time, I am DJ Friktion, and I'll see you on the other side.